Hello and welcome to my workshop. So today we're going to be getting on with a kind of a unique build here. We're going to be taking this Jeep, which was donated by John Kiefer Jr. And thank you for sending this in. What we're going to be doing is taking the hood, the fenders, and the front grille, cutting this off, and then building a trailer underneath this. And what you'll end up is having this being the rear of the trailer and this being the tongue going up to probably another Jeep. And so this trailer is being donated to the Great Lakes Gauntlet, and hopefully get that done in plenty of time. I think the event's in September, so if you can make it up to that, it should be a good time. Alright, so let's get started. Okay, so I've successfully separated the front from the rear of this Jeep. So I'm not really sure what happened to this Jeep, but it was really beat up and it was cut up. So I don't feel too bad about cutting it up, but I think it probably could have been repaired. But you know, whatever. It's not the end of the world. But what I have on the front is just the hood, the front, the side fender, and I'm going to save this little piece. Now normally this will get bolted in, but I'm probably going to end up just gluing this in, cutting these little pieces off. I'm not 100% sure, but the goal is to cap off the rear, so it'll be a piece across the back, recreate this line for the top here, and put a new piece in here, figure out a way to make this hinged. And I've already started to cut around where this hood is, so it's just about cut all the way through, but it's not 100%. And so what I'll end up doing is putting the back piece on, getting some of the structure and getting this thing locked down, and then finish cutting the hood off, clean that up, make a hinge, and then this thing will then open up and be storage for the trailer. So pretty good start, but still a long ways to go, so let's just get back to it. What I've done so far is to cut the front end off, as you can see. Now I've filled in a few pieces here and there with styrene, trying to build in the structure. So this will actually be the front of the trailer. You know, a lot of this will get cut down, but I'm getting just a kind of a general shape to start with. I also took a razor blade and cut down along where the hood will open, all the way around. Now I didn't cut all the way through, but it's really close. You can see like it's separated here, separated there. But I wanted to keep the hood intact and then get the structure built and get that done. And then the very last thing is to cut the hood off. That way it doesn't get tweaked and you know, kind of twisted around. So like I said, still got some more structure to build in here, the inside and what have you. And then, so I have the axle. Now this is a 1/14 scale tractor trailer axle. And the nice thing about these is that each side spins independently, which allows it to turn very nicely. I also have some of the Falcon tires on some wheels I think are going to look good with what I'm going for. And then I have this Team Raffico leaf springs, which will go on this axle, and I'll have to come up with a mount, and I'm going to be doing that with some of these K&S metals. I'm probably going to need to get a few more, but this is a good start anyway. And the last piece I have is from Pushrod 3D, and what they've done is they've designed a front coupler, and this is designed to slip up on the K&S metals. So what I'll end up with is you know, a triangulated piece coming to a tongue that I go to a coupler, and then that coupler will fit right up on top of the axial trailer hitch. And I believe Red Cat uses the same size, but anyway, this will give us a nice way to hook this into any trailer. And they provided this to go along with the build for this giveaway. So let's continue on, see if we can get some more work done. Alright, this little Jeep trailer is really coming together here. It's I have the front hood removed, and eventually I'll put some hinges on that, and then it'll allow you to have the storage inside. The bottom, just a little quick frame I put together, and mounts the leaf springs and the axle to that. The front, I need to come back and put some extensions on, and then come in, triangulate here, so that the tongue's going to be out, probably good bit in front to give it a good turning radius where you don't, you have a spare tire, it's not going to hit anything in the back. But all in all, it's coming together really nicely. So I think just kind of focus on getting the tongue completed up and possibly getting the hinges done. So let's get to that. Alright, so I got the trailer pretty well finished up, at least as far as the structure goes. There's still a couple little odds and ends I need to go and straighten out, things on the rear, the bumper, but those are kind of little minor details. So what I end up having is creating a tongue structure in the front, and that leads to the pushrod 3D coupler. And on top of this, I just put some expanded metal, and this is just from a file folder from Walmart, I believe. The hood, or I guess the trunk, or whatever you want to call it, that is now hinged. And what I just ended up doing was taking some metal hinges and cutting off the back part of the hinge, and I just kind of work my way back slowly, and then just put some screws and then epoxy over that, and then a little bit of magnets right here at the end, and that just holds it down nice and tight, and it more than secure. The only issue is I kind of got my older operations wrong, and I ended up having to cut the big hole in the bottom to be able to get to these inside screws here. not a huge deal. I just cut another piece, glue it in, recess a little thin piece on the inside. You'll never see it, and it'll be perfectly fine structure. So like I said, just a couple little minor things to fix. Little crack here, stuff that it came with. I need to fill in the hole where the antenna went, and you know, just little things here and there, and it'll be ready to get some primer on it, and hopefully soon after that some paint. So let's see if we can get that done. Okay, so the trailer is all finished up and ready to go off to the Great Lakes Gauntlet and be given away as a prize for some lucky person. Just kind of go through around this real quick. Again, this is the coupler. It's a 3D printed from a Pushrod 3D, and the front has a very large area of expanded metal to add tons of scale accessories, whatever they want. A giant wall to, you know, mount whatever you'd like to put in there. The sides, we have that all blacked out, and the trailer mounted on leaf springs with the color match wheels. I think looks pretty good. So the way the hood is cut and hinged up, these aren't really functional, so I just put them straight onto the hood, which is really backwards of what they're supposed to be, but it just wouldn't have worked right with the way this thing would have opened up. But I think it all in all, it's kind of looks okay. Now I did add a little prop rod in here. Just goes up in there, gives you a nice little area to stuff all your goodies in, whatever you'd like, and it should hold quite a bit. So the Jeep comes with these red lights, and I'm not really sure why you'd have the red lights in the front, but it actually works really well for the rear. You know, it gives it that look of a tail light, which is perfect. And I think that's about it. So nice little quick project, and you know, like it says, a donation to the Great Lakes Gauntlet. If you can make it to that, that'd be great, and I think it's a pretty good event. Looking forward to getting on to the next project. Until then, we'll see you on the rocks.